and submit. Morning, Trainiacs. Just got a 92% on the first part of the Ironman coaching certification assessment. I'm not a big believer in just all-around certifications. I'll explain. You know what? I need breakfast and coffee to explain this. Also, Monday of Half-Ironman World Championship 2018 in Port Elizabeth. 92%. I think I was that smart. I'm not that smart. So, I am getting my Ironman coaching certification. And why I say I'm not a big believer in that is back when I was an investment advisor, I had my certified financial planner designation, my chartered investment manager designation, I was a fellow of the Canadian Securities Institute. All of that was like minimum required knowledge. It didn't make me a good advisor. And because I wasn't super passionate about it, it wasn't like I was a great advisor just because I had those letters in behind my name. And I passed today with a 92% on the first test, and the knowledge that allowed me to pass was a lot of what I've gathered by sharing all of this stuff day to day, because I'm passionate about sharing, not the course curriculum, if that makes sense. So while I am not doing it because I think it's super important, I've had some messages from people that say, are you a coach? I'm like, you know what? Just for like liability purposes and for the people that do value that, do it more for you as opposed to doing it for me. So we're going through it. All right, now we're gonna go get our gym on. Taper workout. I'll explain after. So that was a 50-minute run, and in that run I did it 7 times 2 minutes at about 10K race pace for a total of 14 minutes of effort. Otherwise it was just kind of easy jog. And then you saw me doing a little bit of lifting. I was only doing 4 to 6 reps, 1 set of each, really just to get a little bit of load on the body and get a little bit of a hormonal response. Now, if you've been around for a while, you know that this is not a normal taper as what I was doing last year, but I want to show you what I was doing last year, which is more like traditional tapering, and what I'm doing this year. Traditionally, what happens in the period of triathlon training is that you accumulate a whole bunch of fatigue. You really layer on a ton of training, and then you might have a week where you recover, but then you layer on a ton of training and accumulate a bunch of fatigue, and then gradually you're just building up more and more fatigue. And then come race time, you need to dip your training quite a ways out because you've built up so much fatigue. You might need upwards of, some people I've heard doing a 3-week taper for a full Ironman. Now, what I experienced last year was similar to that. It was just constant fatigue. I was constantly beat down. I was like, you gotta train tired to do well. But what happens when you start training really tired and accumulating a ton of fatigue is you make yourself susceptible to injury, you make yourself susceptible to sleep issues, hormonal issues, weight issues, motivation issues. And then when the race is done, because you've had all of these emotions building up to this one day and it's over, you have the potential to crash afterwards. So instead, what I've been looking at doing this year is a lot more like this. As opposed to building up huge amounts of fatigue, it's just smaller amounts. The capitulations are much smaller, And I'm building up little bits of fatigue, and it's not like I was training not intensely. It's more like Monday and Friday I was resting, and then Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday I was going really hard. Saturday and Sunday I was going really long, so I still was doing a ton of volume, but it wasn't just volume on top of volume on top of volume on top of volume. I was able to flush out fatigue basically every few days as I went, and because of that I haven't built up a huge amount of fatigue. I've been able to recover from the injury that happened at the end of last week. I slept really well. I've been able to hold muscle and shed pounds throughout. I think I've lost 10 pounds over the course of this year as I was putting on muscle, and I am not very fatigued now, so that means I haven't really earned a really long taper. So coming into this, I still have to do a fair bit of intensity to challenge my body, otherwise I'm going to come in flat. So that, to me, is a much more safe way to do it, because I don't need to risk building up the absolute peak top 1% of fitness that I possibly can. For me personally, if I can build into the top 5 or 10% of my capabilities, and I can do that year after year after year after year and stay healthy throughout it, that in the long run is going to make me a much better athlete than risking taking off big amounts of time for sickness, injury, fatigue, motivation issues like I was encountering last year. Now, I seriously would love to show you the place, and it's quite nice. It's just very windy. You can hear it outside likely. It is not camera friendly out there, but we are going to go out in a second, and number 2 seed, Emma Pallant, we have a very fun thing planned with her. And all of that management of fatigue and a shorter taper is what's being written up in the Trainiac team training platform. I think that people can really benefit from not training like pros, because we're not pros. We need to worry about being healthy while we have real lives, and that necessitates a different approach to training. So if that's of interest to you, go to triathlontaren.com/team waitlist. Just put in your email and your name there. If you haven't already, you'll just be up to date. You're not signing up for anything. But when we come out with the training platform over the next few months, you'll know about it. All right, Emma Pallant. Hey, there we go. Emma Pallant, number 2 seed coming into the Half-Ironman World Championships. Welcome to the show. Thanks for having us here.
Thank you for having me, Taren.
Oh, of course.
So I'm kind of hoping that they're all on form to push me, and yeah, I'd say I'm the underdog.
You're still saying that, even though you're coming in second here, and you've won, 3 races this year?
Yeah.
3,
yeah.
And then 3 last year, second in the Worlds, still coming in thinking you're the underdog.
Yeah, definitely. I think I just love to chase.
Would you rather have Lucy Charles swim or Daniela Reef's bike skills?
Lucy Charles swim.
Would you rather cramp on the run or barf in the swim?
Barf in the swim.
Would you rather have free bikes or free flights to races for life?
Oh, free flights.
Would you rather wake up to an alarm of Mike Riley telling you you're an Ironman every single morning, or get a letter from Andrew Messick accepting you in Tacona every afternoon?
I'll go for the morning alarm.
During the run, would you rather get blisters on your feet so bad you had to walk, or nipple chafing so hard you were bleeding in your finisher photo?
Oh, blisters on the feet.
Would you rather be able to eat anything you want and never gain a pound, or train as much as you like and never get injured?
Definitely the second, train as much as I like.
Would you rather have to wear a Speedo for the entirety of every race for life, or have giant M-Dot tattoos on your cheeks during all races?
Happily go for the Speedos.
Would you rather have a pebble in your shoe during the run, or a 2nd-degree sunburn for 2 weeks after a race?
Oh, pebble in your shoe.
Would you rather be delayed flying so badly you missed Kona or get the middle seat in economy for the rest of your life?
Economy seat.
Would you rather race having to complete the swim wearing recovery boots or do the run wearing one of those giant inflatable sumo wrestling suits?
Yeah, I'll run as a sumo.
Would you rather have Lionel's ability to suffer in training or Mark Allen's ability to go zen during a race?
Oh, Lionel's ability to suffer.
Would you rather bike into a headwind every ride for life or eat gels at every meal for a year?
Headwind.
Would you rather have to complete the bike wearing a parachute the whole time or run wearing a full suit and tie?
Run wearing a full suit and tie.
Would you rather have to do every run on a treadmill for life or swim with no goggles for a year?
Yeah, treadmill for sure.